Hey, it's Mio from Creativity Mindset Mastery. Welcome down to my river. It's not really my river, and these are not really my ducks, but this video, I want to do a video about inspiration. So this is a place I come to experience inspiration. So I come down here and I do either my daily journaling or meditation, or sometimes I come down here and just practice songs. And inspiration is really vital. It's really important. So in the 2-day course that I run, I talk about this creativity development method. As part of that, I talk about how much time you should spend on each different element of your creative practice. And there's one part that I talk about which is the inspiration tank, or gathering inspiration. And I suggest that you should spend about 5% of the time that you spend doing creative work on inspiration. So a minimum of 5%, but not much more than that. So the first reason is some people love spending lots of time getting inspired, but not converting that into taking action. So lots of artists love watching other people's stuff, flicking through Instagram, going to galleries, going to shows, whatever it might be, going to gigs, but they're not really taking lots of action themselves. And the key with inspiration is that it's like getting a sample of something. It's like getting a tailwind that just helps to propel you into your creative work. So this is the way of using it in a way to become more prolific as an artist. The way that I think about it is that it's like having this big neon sign out in front of you, and it's something that's desirable that you want to move towards. This is what inspiration does. Inspiration is a huge signal that you're headed in the right direction and that you're resonating with whatever you're experiencing. So if it's a particular artist, that every time you listen to their music, there's something about it that really inspires you. And it's important to find out what that is about their music, if it's music, and bring it into your own artwork. So inspiration is a really key indicator that you're in the right direction, you're headed in the right direction, and that you should move towards whatever excites you. So that's the way to use inspiration to do more of your creative work and give your practice a bit of a jump start. So there are a couple of things to say about this. One way of implementing that is having a daily practice of inspiration. So this might be, the way that I do it is I listen to and review music every day. So I'll sit down for 20 minutes and I'll listen to music that inspires me, and I'll listen deeply to it, and I'll be attentive, and I'll write down what inspires me about it, and even just technical things about it as well. But it's a way of me getting inspired and into a really clear creative mindset as to what I want to create. So that's one practice. Another practice is getting a big dose of it. So you want to get a big dose of inspiration, go to a gallery, go to a show, go to a workshop, connect with your creative community, whatever it is that gives you a real big shot of inspiration. And then you use that momentum and pour it into your own creative practice. So there are a couple of warnings about the dark side of inspiration. The first one I've alluded to, which is spending way too much time just checking out other people's stuff. So you want to get inspired, but you don't want to dwell in just looking at other people's stuff too much. You end up doing none of your own creative work. So I know lots of people that seemingly all they do is go to galleries, go to shows, go to gigs, read other people's books and all this stuff, but they're not pouring that inspiration into their own work. So you want to use it as a jump starter. So another thing about creativity is it's like a fire. So you can use inspiration to either fire you up or it'll burn you down to the ground. So the way that this happens is if you're in a situation where you're experiencing an inspirational piece of creative work, there are two predominant thoughts that might run through your head. The first one is, this is awesome, I love it, and I want to do something like this. So this is a really positive sign of inspiration. The second one is, this is really great, but I don't think I could ever do this, and I'm not good enough to do this. That person's a genius. I can't do this. And that's a real bitter thing. That's when people will say stuff like, "Oh, I hate you for being so awesome," or "You make me feel, you know, crap at what I do because you're so awesome and I'm so lame." So you need to be really careful of this moment when these two potentials are running through your mind. And if you've got the mindset that normally sends you into this positive spin of going, "That's awesome, I want to do that," and you get inspired and go and do it, that's great. If your mind is going to the negative side, what you want to do is get perspective that this is all about comparison. Generally, we're comparing ourselves to this other person or this other piece of work, and we're judging negatively that we're not able to do that thing, or that we're not good enough to do that thing. So when that happens, what you want to do is use the energy of that inspiration coming back to the excitement that you're excited about this piece of work, and then moving into steps as to how can I implement some of this in my own creative work. So you want to move very quickly from that negative dark side that can send you spiraling down into a way of bouncing back up and saying, okay, what's a simple step that I can implement to move me forward? The second thought is remembering that your creative work is a process, and that you're not where you want to be yet, but you're on your way and you're in the process, and that's a noble thing to be engaged in, and it's totally fine. So they're the tips about how to switch some of that dark side around to your benefit, which is work out what action you want to take and take that, and realize it's part of a process, and that every master was once a disaster. That everyone at some point was not at their ideal place. But it's about just consistently working at it. So they're the things about inspiration that I wanted to share in this video. What I'd love for you to do is to share with me a couple of things that inspire you. So who's an artist that inspires you? What's a piece of work that really inspires you? The second thing is, what is something that you know that you can do to inspire yourself? So maybe the thing you want to do is flick through a photography magazine to get some ideas, or maybe it's you go to gigs and that always gets you going, or a particular artist always gets you going. And then the third thing is, if there's something online that you can share with us, please paste it in the comments below so that the thing that inspires you can inspire us as well. So this is going to be like a perpetual inspiration machine page. Apart from that, if you haven't already downloaded the Prolific Artist ebook, go ahead and do that. It's totally free. It also comes with an online training for 7 days where I take you through a process of getting your art into action. That comes totally free as well, as part of just giving to my creative community ways of becoming more prolific, more in touch with your creative potential, and just being a freaking awesome artist. So thanks heaps. Share this around, give it a thumbs up, do all that cool stuff, and remember that your art matters. So go and create. Hey, check that out. It's one of my absolute favorite things ever.